Hi guys, Rock Music Lover 93 here.
And Seagra.
And I did mention the last time when I'm gonna be talking, that man and I gotta be talking about the future for when he's gonna be moving to his apartment, because this is mainly about probably our last. Don't know when is exactly the last day going to Broad Horizons, but we'll get to it in a little bit. But yeah, this is what we're gonna be talking about. Broad Horizons. For those of you people who are not from Long Island, New York, I'll explain to you what it is. Broad Horizons, also known as a social club. It's mainly about just going some places, just to go out restaurants before mall shopping or bowling or stuff like that. It's basically just learning to be independent. That's what I think it's what Bright Horizons mainly is about. I will definitely go for that, just to talk about this mainly. Coming from Matt, because he started it before I started joining Bright Horizons.
Yes.
So, it's time. It'll be like the first video. That'll be like in a series called a story time. Like, make it like this: a story time with Matt and Sam, just about life, and mainly about this. So I'll start with Matt for when for the history of what's mainly about Bar Horizons.
So basically, I started Bar Horizons in my high school because the high school was close to our hearts. It was the place where we can get actual missions for independence, like Grand Theft Auto or Fairy Tale, basically.
Yeah, which is in May of 2013. It starts off like this.
Yes.
The first one he actually took, it was at a mini golf game in Deer
And
Park.
and I also bought an album on my first outing, and this was Nickelback.
Which is definitely a good rock band.
Jonathan, since he moved into self-direction, has my Nickelback album. I want it the fuck back.
Yeah. So this is what it starts like this in 2013, when you just start meeting different people that who joined, such
I
as,
think it was in 2012, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure.
I don't see anything going on in 2012, so I think it's 2013.
Okay.
Yeah, because I looked at your Facebook page. You didn't post anything about it, because you're still in school. You just basically start off, going to a day hab program before you join Bright Horizons, correct?
Correct. Well, Allison Pasquarello went in to join because there was this new girl in my music class, and Miss Tracy was out, and she was doing a presentation on the British invasion, and Allison puts the wrong answer down and talks about Justin Bieber, and I put the right answer down on the British invasions. And I said the BBC used to have a minute of pop music a day, and the Beatles and the Kinks were there, and then I found out, and then I looked at my iPhone, and my iPod, and I was late for my social club, and that's when Allison decided to join.
So before I ask you before I ask how do you found out about this before you join, I think when Allison said, she's not really that smart when it comes to like music, like, because Justin Bieber isn't even born yet.
Yes.
British invasion is back then in the 60s. Does she even learn about the history in school, Alison Pasquarella?
Well, also I do listen to the Spice Girls sometimes. Yes, I have fond memories with the "If You Want to Be My Lover" song.
Yeah, we forgot to mention when, when Matt started getting into rock
I
music,
also like
like
that.
90s pop.
I also like that song besides everything else of British Invasion, which the Spice Girls are technically from Britain, but I do like that song.
Yeah, I guess British Invasion is not just the 60s, but, like, if she guessed One Direction, I know they're from England,
Yeah, Paul McCartney was just being respectful when he decided to say, yeah, you guys are nuts.
Well, when I just first discovered when Paul McCartney, his thoughts on One Direction, he actually liked them.
Yeah. And then they broke up.
Yeah, that's... Back to Brighter Horizons. How did you first discover Brighter Horizons?
Well, my supervisor Colleen got me started.
So you had Colleen, I don't know what year when you had her ever since.
2012.
It starts as a day hab. I think the after school day hab.
Yes.
Ah, so that's when this happened. Because basically back then you had nothing to do.
Yes, so I was basically sitting on my ass in my cousin and my grandfather's house. And usually I had no house back in those days, so I didn't really have anything else to do.
And Colleen, today she still works.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I like her a lot. Okay, 2012, 2013.
Oh, and then I went to a James Bond movie on New Year's Day when they didn't have Bar Horizon, and Joy said, "We're not seeing that," and then we voted on a movie, and I actually won my movie.
That's 2014.
2012 we did that.
Yeah. Now.
And I actually won my movie. I won with the steal.
Now, I just wanted to talk about the history here. It basically starts with, basically in the beginning of the month is, bowling, just right after, Five Guys and whatever, or Wendy's or whatever, like...
I thought Skyfall was weird because there was no hot lady in it. He always gets the hot lady James Bond if you ever watch the series.
Yeah. The bowling alley, it starts the one in, as an AMF one in Comac before you guys decide to just go to the Deer Park one because it's mainly because it's high priced and it got more expensive.
Yeah, they used to have like beer, and my old program Human First went and didn't pay because it was so expensive.
Ooh.
Yeah. No wonder they got banned.
Got banned, yeah, because it's not a good program when you with Human First.
Yes.
Now, before we talked about the individuals and the supervisors, so the changes, I don't know, when did it start? 2014, I guess, when you were at YAI?
Yes.
Ah, yes. And there'll be, like, more individuals coming up with new staffs pretty much, but there are some of them that former staff that still work, but most of them don't work anymore.
Yes.
Now let's talk about the individuals. It's basically, when it starts when you first join, there's Nick and also Justine, which you just first met them, I think, when you first joined Bright Horizons, like Nick, Justine, Marcus.
Yes.
But it's basically, to first discover what most of them that is considered your old friends in your high school, such as Allison Brandes, Brian Tatum, Zach.
Yes.
Yeah, those are the ones who joined the most. Known guys for a very long time. Also, Allison Pasquarella. You go to school with her at first before the program, is it?
And then she moved, and she has a shitty life in Florida, and a shitty boyfriend.
Then why is she moved here in the first place?
Don't know. I think some guy from my school got a girl in the sack, so to speak. How do I put this in a new way? her boyfriend got another girl pregnant.
So basically, with when she's when Allison Pascal is with you, when it's in 2013, that you used to hang out with her when you like go to the Horizens.
Yeah, so we were never a couple. There was this guy, Viagra, that banged her in the sack. That banged some girl in the sack, and she took the easy way out.
She's not really that
And now
intelligent.
she lives in a group home like the Riverdale show.
Yeah. It shows Alison Pascarella has no intelligence because, thinking that the British invasion was Justin Bieber.
Well, yeah, but it was like the first skater to skate across the ocean joke. Didn't he actually know that he couldn't skate or breathe underwater? Well, yeah, but some might say that she lives in this group home now.
Oh yeah, 2015. What was going on in 2015 with Bar Horizons? I think same thing, basically, or just something, anything different.
Oh, we actually sat courtside at the Stony Brook basketball game.
So that's the first time that happened. We went to the only difference, like the 2014 and 2013, you start, watching a basketball game when you're at the university.
Yes.
2016 and just right after I first met you in May of 2016. Then comes October, which it's gonna be right now almost 2 years. I started joining Broader Horizons.
You would be literally running out to me when I go to my job on Mondays with saying, "You forgot your lunch, Matt."
But I can't because I'm far.
I was making that as a Tenchi Muyu joke.
I know, it's a joke, I know.
There's a Tenchi Muyu joke.
Oh yeah. This is where, and guys, if you've been wondering, if you guys have been wondering what these pictures of us on Instagram and Facebook, that's what it's mainly about with Broad Horizons. It's mainly most of the pictures I've taken, it's from me. However, the very first picture of us, it was actually we're at Dave & Buster's, and it was actually taken from you.
Yes.
And it's a really good start, and it's definitely I think you didn't really know at that time, we were friends back then when this happened, and I didn't expect the picture of us, and you decided to post it and tagged me.
Yes.
And this is the very first picture when we're actually sitting next to each other. Oh yeah, of course when this happened, because that back then, after I first met you, I begin to like you a lot, because when I discover your interests, that begins to have so much interest in you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I do have a crush on Matt when I first met him. And I'm not sure remembered it. I should have thought of it, if when we first met each other, what kind of music you like. If you back then you weren't, you were unsure, when I would, just the way I looked. If this really happened when I had the music like a punk rock or a classic rock song, like either Blink-182 or the Beatles, or whenever a classic rock song it played, that would probably get your attention.
Sears also likes the Blue October.
Yeah.
And I also like the Blue October and Season Fall and Switchfoot.
Yeah. That imagine when this happened, when I had a rock song play, you were probably start talking to me, yeah, when I had this rock song right there, that will definitely get your attention.
Yes.
Yeah, you discover, which one's the right girl. And that's me. and which one's the right guy, like when I when I first met you, when there's different guys, and if there's like music interest, if it's like, when I notice like pop or all kinds of music, like and when I discovered someone, if you'd said like rock, and I put rock, heavy metal, that's you.
Yes.
And I'm like, you're the one for me.
If Metallica tickets were coming there, I would haul ass on the Lip app all the way to Nassau Coliseum and just go, fuck yeah, first one here!
Yes. Oh yeah, when this was taken, when the picture of us, when we're at Dave and Buster's, oh my god, that's back then when my ex-boyfriend Klaus starts very controlling. When he told me to stay home instead, when he tells me to stay home, which,
Yes.
But yeah, thank God I'm not with him, and I am not getting back together with him because he's an asshole.
If I want to with my friend Sam and talk about that devil, then I'm going to do that. It's a man thing.
It's a man thing. And yeah, I am not getting back together with Klaus because he's an asshole.
Yes.
Anyway, the pictures of us, now it starts with, the first time that was taken from me, that was at Newell's and Company in Farmingdale in December 2000.
Now it's a core life. Now it's a damn core life.
Yeah, because Newell's and Company, it's gone now.
Now it's a core life. They have good salad. I went there today. When I was doing my grocery shopping, but this morning I forgot today was Saturday.
I really love Newell's and Company, but
I ran out of the house and didn't dress in my usual work attire, and because I thought today was Friday always.
And this is what the life happened, I think, just months, and then we started together as boyfriend and girlfriend on July of last year, and it starts going strong when we're at Broad Horizons, but I will get to it, just explain about now, what the difference with Broad Horizons when something that I begin to lose interest. Before I get to my final thoughts and talked about Broad Horizons, just to say about our future. I'll definitely give a thoughts on, the individuals. Zach, I actually like Zach, and although he's crazy and all, but he seems like a cool guy to hang out with. Allison Brandes, well, she was nice when I first met her, but when I discovered with her actions, she's okay, because for her not getting picked up, she's acting like a spoiled little brat and cried. And Colleen tell her not to do that, didn't tell her to act like an adult because she's being inappropriate.
Once when we were in Albany, I did a thing where I was walking in the mall unsupervised by myself, and I just said, "Hey Matt, why don't you just go to the Barnes & Noble and bought an album and download it for later if Allison has her hissy fit. I like the way you think, Mr. Cone."
Oh, yeah.
It's a man thing.
It's a man thing. Nick, we know Nick, when I first joined, but you told me that when you first met Nick, like, he was less clingy.
Yes.
Do you remember what year when he started becoming clingy?
2015. 15.
Yeah, this is what things with Nick that I have thoughts of it, when I liked him. I liked Nick at first, but then I think until like probably after when we first dating, he was okay. That's one of my only thoughts on Nick. I mean, I don't think he's bad in my opinion, but he's just okay. Brian Tatum. he had a crush on me when I first joined Broader Horizons, and he started coming right after me. And when I look of his, and the way with his movement, he wanted to sit next to me. I'm like, okay.
Hey, hey, baby, why'd you ditch that skinny twig and come out with a real man?
I liked him at first, but then when I realized about Brian Tatum with how he's acting, I started becoming a little uncomfortable with him because of for him talking so loud, because he just wasn't realizing, and he's just crazy. I didn't know what he's on. I don't know.
I'm sorry for yelling. Matt has post-traumatic stress disorder sometimes.
Well, you don't yell like Brian does.
Well, yeah, but it's not really. But I know it's usually hard for me.
That's true, that's right. Greg, oh yeah, I forgot. Greg. He's been here for when you first joining Bright Horizons, I guess.
Yes.
I mean, Greg was actually nice when was actually a nice guy. But he's good. But there are the moments here and there when it comes to wanting me to come, and he seems like he's forcing me to go out with something that I'm just not into.
When my mom had to got hold up at work, I actually had so many calls on my laptop FaceTime. He kept on calling on my laptop FaceTime.
From Greg, and then
I closed the laptop when I was watching Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which will save me money!
True, yes. It's just mainly, with Greg, he's says something that it's really none of his business when it comes to me not coming, or you not coming, or whatever. And something that just gives me, something that I can't stand, and I just try to ignore it, is Brian Draney. Oh, yeah. There's something about Brian Draney. He has his own YouTube account. And how in the hell did he get that much subscribers? Over 8,000 of them?
Yes.
That's the one who's oh my god, wanted attention constantly when I was trying to have a conversation.
And you can tell Brian he can save himself.
My god.
Like Slippy Toad from Star Fox. Slippy, watch out! I'm heads!
He's the one who had the obsession with alligators, such as Lewis. Just because the character Lewis is in it, he really loves alligators so much, he's become a huge fan of him.
Well, the other thing I'm obsessed with is the Twilight movie and Kolyoko and vampires and the Kolyoko and the Toad drama series.
Oh, yeah. And...
rock music.
Yeah.
Those are the things I'm obsessed with.
Oh, April, there's April who's in this too. Oh, yeah, I forgot. April used to be part of it. And the other, individual that I know is Justine. She's cool. But sometimes with her, right now, she's becoming a little clingy to me.
And she punches, and she wants to punch people in their perfect teeth, everybody.
And she's, in their 30s? And yeah, there are individuals that, who didn't really go this much. I know there's, new individuals that are coming, but yeah, we'll talk about this here. Oh yeah. There's the individuals that, used to be in there years ago when the pictures was taken is Vincent, when Howard, which I don't have anything to say about these other current individuals, but yeah, Vincent Barone is he mentioned, but why is he not in Bright Horizons anymore, Matt?
Well, he kind of stopped going because he problems with his medication.
And this is where he gets out of control, and someone just
Yeah.
kicked him, and he got banned for disrespecting anybody.
Yes.
Alison Brandes mentions about that, when he tells someone to shut up for no reason. That's just mean.
And then I took his picture and then ran for the hills like the Jackass movie. You!
And there's also another individual who used to go there is Jessica, but I really liked her when she used to be in her independent class in 2016, and then until then she doesn't go there because started when she got bullied by this guy named Chris in the independent class. Thank God he doesn't go in Bar Horizons.
Yes, he goes to a nerd program called Human First.
Oh yeah, I think I'm done with the individuals now. The staffs, okay. Colleen, Dave, they're the staff that who was with us for a very long time, but then Dave kind of retired because I don't know.
College.
Dave.
He was my independent coach. He actually told me.
Yeah, mainly because
He used to be my former independent coach. He actually told me.
And now he's replaced with Manny.
Yes. He told me it was college.
Yeah, this is what's going on with Dave. However, he still comes to the all-day trips. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention not just the schedules whenever it's on Tuesdays or Fridays, just to go out in the mall shopping right after restaurants or whatnot. We also sometimes do trips upstate of New York whenever it's fun, or yeah.
I usually go on my supplies mission.
Yeah, this is when it starts off when I was when Matt and I are super busy at the time. This is when Dave sometimes, he only comes in just to for upstate, while the other has stuff to do with the current staffs. And also there's every September we had the Bronx Zoo. That was totally fun. We went there today.
My independent coach Manny came with us on a mission. He usually never comes with us on a mission.
Yes. And also
he thinks he should just at least free up his weekends to do lazy stuff around the house. But F that! We need to do our weekends with something fun.
Definitely. And the former staffs, that girl, you said Jen?
Jen, yes.
That was, I think, 2014 and 2015. I think she's gone because of college, I think. She's finished being a staff because of, stuff she wanted to do besides her being a staff.
Yes.
Well, good for her. And also, another staff that, who was with us for a very long time, I think just before I joined and still works, Jimmy.
Yes.
There's staff that I do remember missed when I was part of it, when I first joined and even stopped working. Oh my god, Tim. I'm oh my god, I miss. He's my favorite, Tim, because he's likes to
I'll
carry
never
around.
forget when I went for lunch with my aunts, and he said at the program that I usually work, that I do my volunteer work, isn't there somebody missing? Matt! But I took off from program because I had to meet my mom, meet my grandma, meet my aunt in for lunch.
Yes, and basically when it started to change, that when 2017 comes, when started with newer staffs, that's nice, and then just really nice. It's just and then comes now, sometime this year, when the staffs that we love who decide not to be staffs anymore, we come with new staffs and got new individuals going on. Things start to become that I begin to lose interest in Horizens.
Well, yeah, but ever seen Office Space?
How would you feel about Broad Horizons right now, Matt?
Well, I will miss Justine's bitchiness.
Yeah. Things are just... when everything's the same thing, like going to Target, basically. Oh, and April was in that picture too, just right in Target, the Pizza Hut. Yeah, everything Target when it's just... that's what it gets me bored. Because everything's the same thing right now.
Once I found Sublime with Rome, and also I was feeling a little crappy that day. Because my dad recently had a heart attack, so I was feeling a little crappy.
Oh my god.
I was feeling a little crappy in 2015, so I bought an album, Sublime with Rome. I'll cheer you up. You love Sublime, Matt.
Yeah. I'm sorry when this happened, but I'm glad your dad's good now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is when it starts off, when Bar Horizons start, be boring to me, which is this year, like sometime I think in May or June of this year. Things start to get, I begin to lose interest right now. Okay. Now it's time, about the future, because the reason why I was doing this just right after we talked about what Bright Horizons is about. Since Matt's getting his apartment, I think he's ready to leave Bright Horizons. I think October will be the final month that you're part of it.
Yes, but then they all come to my apartment and I have to cook them a meal. Yeah, that would be fun. We should cook them a meal and then we can make our own crappy meal.
Yeah.
Any requests? Would you like me to cook? It won't be pancakes like Mama or Chiba.
However, he may still be there sometime in October if there's like 2 parties going on. There's an autumn ball coming up like this October, and the date.
I'm the guitar player of it.
So I'm not really sure if Matt is still gonna show up at the autumn ball. If he's coming, then I'll go too, because I just looking for a dancing partner.
Yes.
You, Matt.
Who? Matt! You, Matt!
Yes, silly.
That's what I was saying, yes.
Yeah. So, if you're going, then, yeah, so, I think Matt will probably, he'll probably, definitely still going, because he'll still, just basically for, as a guitar player, I could still record, his, the guitar performance.
I might be too nervous if you record my playing, because usually I haven't recorded. Usually if it's just me on the Facebook, if it's people that I can trust, then usually I'm okay with it. But if it's usually YouTube, I would have trouble dealing with people that just be dicks.
Well, that's the only complaint about when it's being recorded. No one when I had this recorded, there's like people talking in the background, so nobody actually heard the guitar, when your guitar playing when this recorded, because everything is like loud and inside. But your guitar playing is always good.
Yes.
And about the Halloween dance, he told me he wasn't really sure if he's going or not. Decide if he gets a new Halloween costume, or I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna be for Halloween this year.
Well, I do this thing where we do this thing every Halloween where I buy a lovely, where I go either out to Target or go on Amazon and buy a horror movie and watch a horror movie every Halloween.
Oh yeah, just right the past Tuesday when I got the November flyer for the Tanger outlets. I don't think you're gonna be coming in November or December anymore for Brighter Horizons, right?
No, I'm sorry, man.
That's okay. That's okay, because you know why? Because what I think of Brighter Horizons right now, something that how I feel about this, you know, that really interfere our relationship when there's a lot of people going on. It's really distracting when there's like people wanting to get our attention when we try to have our conversation, like on a date or whatever. I gotta tell you this about this. This is really a social club, not a dating club. This is how I started, you know, when there's more people coming in, because I would be like, that's it. I can't take this anymore when I try to go on a date. You know what? And there's a quote like similar what Tony Tornado did when he did Suspected, like cheats, like so it goes like, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. And then you go be like, instead of, you know, for taking his sister Samantha go on a real backhand, you know, be like, and I would be like, you know what? As we're still a couple, and since we have to make the changes when it's almost 2019, it's time for a real date. Because when it's Brighter Horizons, this isn't a real date. And I'd be like this similar like this. Like in 2020, I was like, not this kind of date when there's people around, our real date. You know, when I invited each other, when it's just us, when we're going out to lunch or dinner, or going activities like mall shopping, going to a movie, etc. You get the idea?
Yes.
This is what dates are really supposed to like this. But I'm glad you you decide that just to like, you know, because we're growing up, we want to be independent, because mainly for Brighter Horizons, since we're both high functioning, this is mainly for the people who are, you know, like not quite as functioning as us, like Brian Tatum or Nick or Allison Brandis or Zach. Well, you're 27 and I'm 25. It's time for the change in the future. And when you get your apartment after you're settled, there's gonna be more videos in the future.
Yes.
We're real, so to the people at Brighter Horizons, or these people in the YAI, it's really good to, you know, meet all of you guys, for, you know, coming from me and Matt. But it's time for us to go, because we're like very happy and comfortable when we're around each other, when we're going on a real day just to like hang out and making some videos to continue in the future, and just get to the punk rock gamers just to have more videos in the future. So many thanks to all of you guys for supporting me and Matt, for being part of, you know, the social community and part of, you know, the disability and autism community. Many thanks to these people. And many thanks from me and Matt. Well, that is it. Next video, I know it's gonna be this long because this is gonna be the reason why the video is long, because of the our last month being in Broader Horizons. And I'm glad you came, Chris, and I want to thank you, Matt, for being the best boyfriend I have.
Thank you. It's what I do, baby.
Subscribe to Matt, his Google account. I would always put it in the description. This is Rock Music Lover 93 signing out.
Insert your phone.